A former school police officer has pleaded guilty to an inappropriate relationship with a teenager. However, he will not be facing any jail time, even though this teenager was found to have performed oral sex on him on campus. Now, the officer in question is Ryan Delgadillo. He is 30 years old and was charged with 2 felony counts of indecency with a child, accused of having the girl perform oral sex on him and fondling her at Cullen Middle School on November 18th of 2015. Based on the sentencing by the judge after he pleaded guilty, it was a plea deal, he will spend 5 years on probation after pleading guilty Wednesday to having an improper relationship with a student. He's also facing he was facing a possible punishment of 20 years in prison, but he agreed to spend 5 years on deferred adjudication, a form of probation that means he will not have a conviction on his record if he successfully completes the probation. He also will not have to register as a sex offender. I do want to note that this took place in Texas, and I don't know, I would make the argument that if a 30-year-old male from a different demographic had sexual relations with a 14-year-old girl, maybe the sentencing would be a little different. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It wouldn't.
But no jail. Look,
it isn't. Marlboro High School in Los Angeles has this exact same thing, recidivist, years and years over and over again, and the schools protect this guy. Like that happens.
It's crazy.
It's messed up, and I think in these situations, and they say that the family of the girl is supportive of this plea deal and they're okay with it. But I think since you never know how this is going to affect the victim in the long run, I think in these special situations, and this is just a thought experiment, maybe she should reserve the right to years later go back and say, you know what, you really did screw me up and I didn't understand the full ramifications of it until I was 30. And so now, and up until then, they should know that it's possible this girl is gonna come back and give this guy and the full punishment that he should have faced when it first started, just to give that guy the feel that there's someone out there that has the kind of power over him that these sick bastards wield over unsuspecting, vulnerable young students, whether it's a male preying on a female or a female preying on a 14-year-old male.
Yeah, when the girl was testifying in court, she talked about how he had invited her to, I don't know if it was his office, but somewhere on campus to meet with him. This is before any relations had begun. And that he started by putting his hand on her leg and then, moving his hand up her outfit. And look, there is obviously a clear, legal violation there considering their age. But you also have to keep in mind that there is an imbalance of power there. You have a school police officer making moves on a 14-year-old girl. By the way, during the fall of 2015, Delgadillo apparently raised suspicion when a teacher saw him looking for the girl through a classroom window and blowing kisses at her.
Oh my God.
This is so heart-wrenching to hear about. And I think what you pointed out, Brett, is what's really important to the story is that this is a 14-year-old girl. I think she's 16 now.
She's 16 now.
Yeah, she's 16 now. She's still really young.
She's been through 2 years of this process.
Yeah.
Is just now getting prosecuted.
Yeah, and I think to say that he preyed on a vulnerable, impressionable youth is, I'm trying to think of stronger words. I mean, I don't know if she if you can fully understand what's going on when you're in that situation, when you are 14, when you are 16. My heart just breaks about this whole thing. It's so gross, and it doesn't feel like justice is being served.
Right. I just want some consistency in our justice system, and unfortunately, we cover stories of injustice and a lack of consistency over and over again. Think about it. There are people in this country right now who have been placed on a sex offender registry because they urinated in public. And here we have a cop who took advantage and violated a 14-year-old student, and he's not gonna have a conviction on his record as long as he completes probation. He's not gonna have a conviction, and he's not gonna be listed as a sex offender. Yeah. It's just super interesting.
Take 5 years off if you do it. Don't do it for 5 years, go back at it. Wow.
Young Turks now has over 6 billion lifetime views. You know who did that? You did that. We're now larger than CNN, ABC, you name a news network online, we're larger than them. And you built all that as everyone scoffed and didn't believe. And here we are, guys, thanks to you. Build independent media together with us at tytnetwork.com/join.